up, guys? What up? Alright, guys, we're actually going to do a special, I would say, interview or whatnot, or hey, tell me about your car with the guy that owns that badass yellow special edition TRD FRS, the one that we call TurboBee. So we're gonna go check out this car, let him go a little bit in depth what's done to the car, what's going on with the car, as well as any insightful things he wants to say for those of you that actually want to get an FRS or a BRZ. Essentially, they are the same car. Is it worth it, etc. So I figure every once in a while we'll essentially do a car review on someone's car that's modded, not like a stock car or anything, but someone that's got something going on with the car. For those of you that are looking into possibly getting BRZ or FRS, I thought about getting one at one point as well, but so many people have them. It's just like, man, how you different, type deal. But yeah, man, I'm very interested in this car. He's got the exhaust done and doing the tune on it, so we'll check it out and we're gonna see what's going on. But again, we're on our way. I'm on my way to go meet him. Of course, we're in the Z life. So let's head down there and we'll pick up the video once we're there with them, and we'll see what's going on, what's really going on, I should say, with this FRS, or I should say this fully built E85 badass FRS. Alright, let's get it. And there we are, there he is. Right here.
It's on your right.
Just gotta be careful, I've never been down this far. There he is. And there we are, got this car coming.
Arrived.
And we're gonna get started. There's a lot of park down here. That's very cool. Yeah, I would scrape all day with the Honda right there. Here we go. Let me get out, get started. Cool. And let's interview Carlos. Alright, so finally here. I actually didn't know about this park that was down there. It's pretty cool, like the little statue and all that stuff. So, okay, so we have, as you guys saw in that last video, we have Carlos here, and this is his FRS. A couple of you have asked me about it. I don't know much about it. I was gonna get FRS, but again, his is pretty much a monster. So anything you want to know, go ahead and comment down below, ask. He's just gonna go over the car, review the car, see inside, outside, things about the car. Is it worth it to build on a stock motor? Is it worth it to motor swap, etc.? But yeah, I'm gonna let him take over to talk about his FRS, fully built FRS. Alright, take it away, man.
Alright, so we'll start with the car. It's 2015. It was a Rs1.
What's the difference? What is the Rs1? What is that?
It was the yellow one. It had the body kit, which we're not on. Have the side skirts over the rear.
But this is the TRD edition one, right?
That's what they call it. But technically, it was Rs1. Yeah. Like I still have the car this year, which of course, when I get painted, I can
put all that stuff back on.
Yeah, so it just had some TRD body kits. It was painted yellow. We made 1500 back in 2015 or 2014. I got it new. Yeah, Freeman.
Because it's cheaper.
It's cheap. It's reliable, but it's cheap. I mean, you're not gonna get the power out of it. It's not really a reliable turbo kit. It's a reliable turbo kit, but it's not gonna be a. So if you go for a guaranteed factor, you're gonna keep your car. And even if it's stock compression, even if you leave stock compression, yeah, sure. If you want to make that, you're gonna definitely.
So would that kit be good for like say 400? I think 400 is a good number. I mean, we're not talking about high reading, Okay, so I mean that's good. That's what good average power. You can rip in war. You can still take it to the track. You can
the next thing is that a small turbo. The bad thing is that they'll say that the 500X turbo I got it in the
not even can't flow like that, huh?
Maybe with the 15:1 compression ratio.
Yeah, but then at that point you're modifying the turbo. You must just buy a new one and do an upgrade.
I asked Chris about it. He said that they ran like 23 pounds of boost. For that seems like a lot.
That's a lot of boost.
Not a lot of horsepower.
There you go. Yeah, that's too much boost for not that significant gains. But personally, for like somebody like myself, I'm just trying to get into the market. I just want my car boosted. I'm not trying to break any records. I'm not trying to, I think it's okay. You know why it's dead though, right? Like almost everybody and the mama on YouTube and everybody else has an FRS or a BSZ, wide body out, etc. You seen like pretty much everything. Like I was telling Carlos last time I met him, I was thinking about picking one up for sure. That's another car, but so many people have them. And they're the modded, decently modded, a wide body. I can't do anything original. I can't do anything if nobody hasn't already seen. Like, oh, I've seen that, okay. Much. And so it's kind of boring.
Yeah. So I'm not really a wide body person.
Why isn't this wide body? Because I'm gonna get asked that question. So why didn't you wide body? Yeah, why is it not wide body?
One is because everybody does it. Everybody's doing it, and a lot of people that do it, their builds, they do it just for the looks. They want to build
for the clout. They do it for snap, right?
Showy looking car. I don't care more about how fun it feels than how fun it looks.
Okay.
Personally, now there's some people that they actually will do a bolt-on turbo kit, like Subaru design, and they'll do a light body, which it's not too bad. But the way I see it is power to weight. I don't want to add a bunch of weight.
Yeah, I heard again. We'll find out in a minute because about the wide body, the 350, but like I heard people say wide body kits in general are kind of wonky. Like it kills the performance of the car. Again, I've never
because you run a wide body and run a wider tires.
Yeah.
You're looking at 275 plus 300 width tires, and if your car isn't making power to hold, it needs that kind of traction. There's just extra, rotational weight on the wheels that you don't.
Yeah, true that.
So when I had my 350, it was
yeah, he had a 350. Yes, he is a Z owner. Yes, yeah. He is an XZ owner. You saw it in the last video. We went over it. The one that Z that was for sale at Steve's place had the built motor that used to be his. It used to be fully built, right? He had turbo kit and everything, right?
Yeah.
Why?
It was a single turbo, single APS turbo kit.
Yeah, APS.
It wasn't. It's kind of speak about design. It was small turbo. It was made to fit in a certain area, so it didn't really have the top end. So it was good for low end and those springs, but hang on the top end.
Is that why you got rid of it, or?
Pretty much, yeah. I just kind of got.
Wow. Got rid of it because you just wanted a bigger turbo.
It was just. It had it for a while. It was just
okay. You just wanted something to do. Okay, I understand that.
Send you a picture. You can have it.
I got you. I'll post it up right here. You guys can see his.
So that was the car. I got into a front wreck. Somebody cut me off. And the front end got messed up. It wasn't too bad. There was no frame damage, and so I just bought the parts. I bought them on OEM, and the reason it turned like this was because when the parts are new, they have like a black shininess to them, and I thought it was like a sealant. I found out later on it was just a film. This was not a primer, even though it looks glossy and it looks sealed. And so eventually, it started eroding, as you can see, kind of here. Started just kind of.
Yeah, it just needs to be painted. It's pretty simple. I was gonna ask you last time about this hood. Is this custom? You cut this out and made this?
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
These are my old injectors that I had in here because they still smell like gas. So I wonder if that's the kind of I just don't ride with the packing boxes in my. So see, like I never took off the stickers when they were new.
I see.
You can actually see the shininess here that I was talking about. So so the whole thing kind of looked like that. So I thought it was sealed, and so eventually the water started running off and started staining here. And instead of having that stain and having an issue there, I decided to seal the whole car with plastic dip. And I went with black because it was the only color that I could find in gallons locally.
But again, this car is going to be completely repainted, rewrapped. He's just kind of like me, guys. He's stuck in the motor right now, trying to get all the motor work stuff done.
The reason I plastic dip was just to keep this from eroding any worse. And I did the whole car black so that it could just be uniform.
Okay.
And then so when it was time to take it off, I started taking it off. Because the rest of the body was yellow, it was easy to see how much I've already put on there. But because this was black, I didn't put enough to put it off. So I started trying to take it off. I started looking online. People say, yeah, use regular WD-40.
And that had that reaction.
Turn it to like this where it doesn't come off anymore, even with the power washer. So it's gonna have to be completely
sanded down
to bare metal and then reprimered. So that's kind of was the mistake I made. But
it doesn't matter. You're gonna repaint the whole thing anyway. Yeah. Thank goodness it's not like this fender only, type deal.
I'm actually gonna spray the whole car over. That's why I'm just gonna wait. Because even the back bumper got got messed up, so I replaced it. So I'm gonna go with a different diffuser in the back. Well, let me just take a look.
And don't they have? I'm sure you have them because obviously those of you that know that the TRD came with its own body kit. Didn't they have body sizes as well? Do you have those?
I haven't. I took it off the old one because
you're gonna do it. You're gonna do a diffuser anyways, right? So okay, cool. So yeah, he does have those pieces or whatever. We just again changing that out for the bump. And I see that he had the wiper. It just looks like he used to have those little bands. Lures. Yeah, lures. That's it.
Yeah, the reason I got it was just to try to keep some of the glare out. I don't know what they're for, but that's what I was trying to use it for.
Kind of hard to see, huh?
It wasn't too bad. The reason it's off now was because the double-sided tape that I used that it came with, it got wet one time and it came soft, so I started undoing the glue. So then I went to a hardware store and I bought like some heavy-duty double-sided tape. They did the same thing, so I think you have to buy specifically like outdoor rated maybe.
Yeah.
Or I was just gonna probably do old school and just do some silicone, and that way.
So you're gonna put them back on?
I'm gonna put it back on, but yeah, after now, like the different double-sided tapes that I was running locally, they weren't fixed, they weren't sticking onto it. So I just decided not to mess with it anymore because I didn't want it falling off. And,
yeah, that's a waste of money right there. Wait till you pretty much let the body shop do it. Whenever you get out repainted, they can take care of that.
So I'm gonna get the whole car painted. Same color. Actually, I like the yellow.
You don't see too many yellow FRSs in general.
You know what's funny was people said how ugly BRZ came out, which was like a light yellow. It actually was like this yellow because people always say like, oh, you paid 30 grand for a car that doesn't have a matching clear coat as the engine bay.
Yeah.
But this is like that light color that the BRZ was. That everybody's like, oh, it looks really good.
Yeah, but it was like a one-off though.
I thought it was funny that this
it's the same exact car. The only difference really is the front fucking bumper and then the features on the inside. It's the same exact car, bro. And the FRS actually is cheaper. It's cheaper to get into an FRS and then mod it than get a BRZ. But if you look at the feature comforts, I would say start off with the BRZ.
I don't like the BRZ just because of the front. I got to.
But I'm talking about as far as features wise. You get more features with the BRZ stock. Yeah, stock than you do the FRS. Yeah. But the FRS you could buy a base model, stripped down, nothing to it. You can't do that with the BRZ. It's always gonna come with the push button to start this and that, type deal. So it depends on if you want a little bit of creature habits, I would say BRZ because again, we can change the front bumper.
What's funny is that I didn't even realize this was a special edition.
You didn't realize? You didn't pay that much for it? Like, fuck, I'll take the yellow one.
Exactly why I bought it. I bought it because it was yellow. And then they're like, oh yeah, you're getting the blah, blah, this other stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Nah, he didn't even know.
Because a good paint job would cost $5,000. And this one was 30, so
yeah, this was an expensive car. I thought about this at one point, but it was very expensive.
For the paint job, they said it was gonna be about $4,000 to do the whole kit.
Jesus.
Which again makes sense for a quality paint job. And I'm gonna take the engine out again and paint the engine bay.
Yeah, we painted the back that shirts all the same shade. Yeah, I would paint it black personally. The only reason why I say that is because if you go to wrap the car a different color, it'll be better. Because then when you wrap the car, you're not popping the hood and it's still yellow, and then you say your car is red or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll just paint it black and then paint everything else yellow. This will be fine.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we talk about this right here. So when the battery started dying, so I asked them to replace it for me. This is coming out of this one, and they had actually crushed the thing, so the battery acid came out of it, and it started running down, and it actually ate all the paint of the thing.
Yeah, you can see it kind of like that too.
And I didn't see it until years later after my warranty was already over, and even then it was gonna be hard to say this battery was replaced one time, it was replaced by you.
Yeah.
Like how can I prove and say that they broke it? Because that was the only time the battery was replaced. I just replaced the battery they replaced not too long ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. But yeah, so it started. So I didn't see it until like 2 years later, and it was like completely rusted. So I took it out and tried to scrub it out, and I just found the closest yellow I could find off the shelf, which of course you're not gonna find this.
Yeah, not that particular shade. So, but it's all good. It's gonna get repainted anyway. Nobody's gonna see that.
I just painted that just because it was rusting over, and I didn't want it to get worse because it seemed like it kept getting worse.
Okay, so let's talk about what makes your. All right, I'm gonna let Carlos go over the motor. Just so you guys know, There you go. That his actually is 338 out of 1500. So you know it's a legit special edition, TRD edition FRS. So this, again, he's always starting off with the special edition. I guess you would say at the time the most expensive FRS you can buy, and then he modded on top of it. Most people would get like a base model, premium. It's cheaper. I mean, honestly, like he said, he didn't know this is a special edition. That's what he bought. I'm pretty sure if he knew the differences, he probably would have bought like a base one or whatever. Anyway, because you're gonna whip it out anyway, so you're gonna tear it up anyway. So why go for the most? It's like going for a Nismo, or you're gonna build it. You're only going for it for like the name, because it's a Nismo.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're gonna replace everything anyway. So kind of like, what's the point to pay the extra $15K? You can use that in the mods and turbo kit and everything else.
Yeah, we'll try for the top.
All right. So I was asking earlier. Tell me about this hood, because I know this hood is custom. You can't buy it. I guess you made this hood. What is it?
Yeah. So I used to have vents. And by vents I mean it was just the kind of like the ones you have on yours. It was just open. Mm-hmm. And I daily the car a lot, and I was concerned with the turbo, the speed button and turbo sits right in the middle, and I was concerned with on the colder days or even icy days, like the day that it was kind of cold, that cold water hitting the hot exhaust, causing it to heat up and cool down rapidly. Eventually, it will cause cracks. Yeah. Eventually, right? I don't know how soon that would happen. So that was kind of a concern to me. So I wanted to be able to cool the engine and then keep the majority of the water out. So I created.
That's pretty bad.
While I was waiting for the engine to get built, I was and right now it's not working. I was trying to use a cable, and
that's what I was asking. To open up.
Yeah. So
it goes down.
So
cool.
So this is the design of the other one. It actually opened this way. Before I had it opening from the front, it was opening backwards. Yeah. Kind of like a ram air. So that way I figured the air was basically running to the top of the engine and then basically being off the top. Basically just pulling in.
But it also pulls heat out the motor too, so that's good as well.
So that's the way I had it, and when I had it with the cable, that actually did work pretty great. But somebody was telling me this was a better design, having them fold inward like this, or opening from the back.
Yeah, the opposite way, basically turn the thing backwards.
So the cable didn't quite work out this way. So and then this water jet place I got it was this is probably a little bit too thick, so I'm gonna probably get a thinner one. That way it can actually come to the hood better. But this is kind of something I kind of just.
So is this the stock OEM hood?
Yeah,
you just cut it up.
Oh yeah. And so I was bored over the summer when I was waiting for the engine built, so I started just kind of thinking around with this here, and eventually I'm gonna probably redo it. When I'm probably gonna go back to the water jet place and have them recut me these guys in a smaller thing, and I'm probably gonna actually use a motorizer from like the exhaust cutouts, the electric ones.
Yeah.
And I'm probably gonna do that.
Like a KTT, okay.
And probably gonna end up putting like some kind of rubber seal. So it's not gonna keep all the water out like OEM hood, but it's gonna keep.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be fucking open.
Yeah, it's not gonna be like straight up dumping into it.
Yeah.
And then
pretty cool.
This is just for
pretty cool.
It's just for now, just to kind of see what I can create.
Pretty creative.
Yeah, eventually.
And some of the best hoods are made from people just sticking around making shit. Because one is unique. Yeah.
People that put hose in their hoods usually track the cars like all the time, and the cars haven't been tracked in a while. So if I get back into it, I kind of want to have that option to be able to cool it down.
That's badass.
And then too, if you park somewhere, you can kind of get a little peek of it.
Yeah, that's badass.
All right,
so let's talk about what everybody wants to know about. Let's go into a little bit of detail if we don't mind. Let's talk about this motor. Okay, first things first, generic stuff that I know. I know it's a fully built motor. I don't know the compression. You see it has a custom MAP performance turbo. Yes, if you go to MAP's website, you won't find this turbo. You have to basically email them and ask them for it. They made the order. But again, I'll let Carlos talk about it. It's his car. I just know it's fully built monster. So break it down for us. What do we have here? What are we looking at here exactly?
So originally I said I had a speed by design turbo kit, and I built the engine thinking that the 500X turbo was a 500 horsepower turbo.
Okay. Was the stock blocked in at that point?
No, it was already built at that point.
Okay, so you built this before. It was already pre-built before you even boosted it.
So it was So I bought it new, and then about 11 months later is when I put the speed by design and I ran a stock fuel system, and then slowly started adding the fuel pump.
Like most of us, like you're supposed to do. Real people that build real cars takes time. You buy a part here, you buy a part there, and so forth until eventually everything.
You can actually go from, you can actually see the difference. You know, if you just kind of build it all at once, you're not gonna actually say like, okay, I remember when it was this slow, now it's a little bit faster. Now.
You kind of start to respect what you're doing when you do it step by step.
And then when you go to the dyno, you should always go to your same dyno. That way you can actually see how much power
the difference is here.
You can actually appreciate that the money you put into it. See, you can actually get a figure of how much power you're actually gaining or losing, right? Depending on what mod you do.
Not every mod gives you power. You gotta be careful. That's why you gotta do your homework. Okay, so tell us about the block. Let's talk about the block ahead.
So from the front to the back.
Okay, cool.
So I got the Matt Turbo kit. They kind of hooked me up because I asked them that I already had a couple blow up valves. So I asked them like I don't need the so we were gonna modify I started grinding the thing out because I was going to try to put a V-band right here, but because of the curve, it turned out to be a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to end up doing is it's going to get SYM coated, so I'm probably just going to shave it all off and make it smooth just to make it
keep that. I love MAP's logo though. The logo is nice though.
And so they use stainless steel pipes in the front. So the kit is like $4,000 for the base turbo, and then like another $600 for these 58, 55.
Does it come with a blanket?
No, actually. Well, I mean, you can get one, but I bought that one separately.
Gotcha.
And I forget. I should have looked it up, but I forget what turbo this is. Either it's the 58, 55, or it's the 55, 58. It's one of those. It's not the 58, 58. It's the one slightly below that one.
Okay. Is this Jello bearing or ball bearing?
You know what? Now that I think about it, I think it's 55, 58. Because in my mind, I was thinking that the 58, 58 was going to spool a little bit slower. And so when I first got this turbo kit, I actually got the journal bearing, which I do not recommend because it actually felt 1,000 RPM slower. And so it actually, even though the power was very linear, that it didn't really feel like a turbo car. You didn't really get that pull. And so even though I was making 60 horsepower over the Speedball design, it wasn't as fun. And so I decided to upgrade the ball bearing turbo kit. So the nice thing about Precision is that you can actually send your turbo at any point. Mine only had like 200 miles on it, so it was kind of, I won't say a waste of money, but it was kind of early on.
Turbo badge right there. This could be hard to read, but there's a badge right there on it. That kind of brings up another point, like especially when I had my Evo back in the Evo world. We're not gonna get into the whole debate, but you had the journal bearing versus the ball bearing at the same turbo. Yes, journal bearings are cheaper than ball bearings, but ball bearings spoil earlier than journal bearings. And then you gotta keep them oiled. As far as the bearings in the journal bearing, I wouldn't recommend one at all. Just pay the extra money to get a ball bearing. But again, that's a whole discussion.
Ball bearing is definitely worth it, at least for this one. Now, what was interesting on the Speedball design is that the Speedball design 400X turbo is a journal bearing, and the 500X is ball bearing. But I'll send you the dyno graph. It actually spooled slightly faster. It made the same power in the end. Like, if you look at, I'll show you the graph. The graphs are exactly the same, but it actually spooled just slightly faster. So that was kind of a funny thing of, they say ball bearings are always spin faster. Not always. And it wasn't by a big difference, but that particular 400X turbo, it's a nice turbo.
Why spend the extra money on that particular instance?
You can get the parts directly from Sage, a lot cheaper. Like that 400X center cartridge, I think it was like $300, $360 ship from Taiwan, 2 days. So again, for a turbo kit that's inexpensive is not a bad deal. It's just not going to be overall fun.
It's inexpensive for a reason, just to get you in the boost.
Yeah.
So you can taste it a little bit, get you a little bit tasty, to the point. So before we go any further, you're talking about the turbo kit. We gotta talk about the duck call. What's over the duck call? What's the deal with it? I understand you saw an idea and you just
I saw it on YouTube. These guys were on there, and it was pretty funny. And I wanted to get like a different animal call, like an elk or something like that.
That would have been fun.
Something crazy, right? Something like ridiculous that makes no sense. Duck call is just the easiest thing because it's just constant air that you need. So that's why I have this on here, and it's on this zip tie because any closer than that, it actually starts to send the air back. And we don't want that. so this gap right here is actually enough to keep it from surging back.
Gotcha. This is an HKS sequential, the loudest blow-off valve that you can buy for as far as any boosted car. We're always gonna get one of those. I love the way the HKS blow-off valve sounds. It's loud.
I like it too because it's more of a whistle sound.
Yeah.
And with the duck call, it retains that same characteristic through the duck call. And the duck call is just completely, it's actually more for my enjoyment. Like whenever you pass by somebody, you purposely blow it off. And it
like,
quacks.
what the hell?
And you're always like looking for the reaction. Or like
exactly. That's it. I remember when I first heard it, we were like, you remember the video, we were like, what is that sound? What is going on? So I totally get what's going on.
Yeah, we'll get a video. You can actually hear a little bit of rap. It's kind of wide enough.
Yeah, just do a rap video. Okay, so you're gonna go front back. So that's the turbo kit.
So I was able to get I was able to have them not weld me a blow valve because I didn't want to have the Turbo Smart one that they have. I wanted to use this one, so they actually were nice enough to get to me the pipe without it, and then I had Steve here at PRT weld this for me, and it's actually interesting because it's actually a tile flange. So it actually run a tile blow valve, and then again Steve made me this custom tile, the 55 tile to the HKS.
Yeah.
So I can actually run HKS or I can run
the mount. Oh, okay, cool. So so you know, the actual kit itself doesn't come. This part right here is not here, right? It's just a straight shot, or is it for?
No, it has the I forget what it is, like the Port V or something like that. It's a Turbo Smart one. You can see it on the website.
The Turbo Smart one.
Yeah, but I didn't want that one. I didn't like how it looked, and I wasn't sure how it sounded, and I was kind of particular. I liked the way this one sounded because this one is the same one I ran before. Yeah. Because the Speedboat Design does run the tile valve already.
Yeah, I'm with you. I want it to sound good. If you're gonna go this far and put money into your car, especially if you're gonna boost it, man. What's the point of having a turbocharger? You don't hear it, you don't see it, etc. So that's pretty cool. I like that, man. Like I said, this is the first time I've actually seen the map turbo kit like in person, and I actually like it. I think it looks really, really good. Because most of the time the turbo is on this side.
Yeah, it's actually where I liked it. I liked it that it was different, that it was that way, and it actually has a decent amount of room here. You know, I was concerned with how much room it had, but there's no clearance issues, or there's no nothing's rubbing, nothing's touching. You know, with the silicone hoses, you have to worry about the melting. So the fact that the turbo's that way and it's different, I like that. So
then we got the black indigo. No, you got the indigo. It's hard to see the indigo because he's got the fins and all that in there. But
which I did grind these off.
So I would start grinding them just so you could see it.
So I grinded those off just so you can have more airflow as well. When I had the other turbo kit, because I had a wider intercooler. Yeah. Starting from the top to the bottom. People are gonna say whatever they say about Crawford. When I had it before, now right now I don't have a fitting on the intake. But when I did have it on the Speedboat Design kit, I never ever had oil inside the turbo or in the intake, right? So to me, that was doing its job. Because people talk shit about everything, right? If you try to get something from them and they ain't, you know, you see that a lot in the Facebook groups. If you try to talk to a company and you want something from them and they say we can't do this, and be like, oh, I guess you're bullshit, and then you get a bunch of bullshit in the forum and be like, oh, they suck, blah blah. And now the turbo kits, they do seem a little bit overpriced for what they are.
That's like a supercharging kit, I thought, for this car.
They made a couple of turbo ones, so they did seem overpriced to me, because this one was, even with the way I bought this, was under 4,000, even getting the upgraded turbo. Now I had to pay another, like, I forget what it was, like $800 or $700 to have precision converted to a ball bearing. But even getting the journal bearing, getting the bigger turbo was still cheap. So this turbo kit was still cheaper than the one for. Let's get some dicks in this area. Yeah. So this turbo kit was still cheaper than the Crawford one. But as far as the Crawford AOS, strictly on this car, it seems to have done its job. Now I haven't taken it apart to clean, which I probably should every once in a while. It's supposed to be self-maintenance, but it's still nice to clean it, because I guess condensation can still happen. Yeah. But the map turbo kit does come with dual cans that sit here, and I was looking at the design, and I'm gonna actually try to create my own dual can cash cans, or they're actually gonna be air oil separators based on their design. So I'm gonna take their design and tweak it. So again,
does the kit come with it?
Yeah, it came with it.
You have it. You have it.
No, I sold it.
Oh, you said.
Okay. Yeah, but I remember the designs. I took some pictures, so I kind of saw some designs. I kind of saw something that I would do different. So I'm not a fabricator, but you know, every once in a while I get like an idea and I say, you know, it might be crazy enough to work. You know, kind of like
kind of like the hood. Yeah,
like, it might just actually work.
Yeah. It's cool.
And even with this, I actually did see temperature drops both running and not running. So it is cooling, and it does keep some of the water out, but the gas aren't 100%.
Yeah, it's not 100% sealed.
So you're not
gotta put rubber around it or something. Or
like on a hard rain, you're gonna block most of it. So
you get a little bit, but not enough. Like you're saying, you just want to block the majority of it. Yeah, you don't need like a constant. Yeah, I got you.
Right, so coming downward, this is 2017 OEM.
Is that from a STI or is that?
No, that's from 86.
Okay, it's from 86. It actually came red.
Yeah, they're going on the red. I actually got it because one is metal, so I can actually grind this down and polish it.
I like it.
Or I can actually get a powder coat a different color. But for now,
it looks good.
It looks nicer. So I was told that this is actually not the best design for manifold for turbo or for forced induction because the runners should have been smaller and the plenum should have been bigger. But I got it again because it was red. I got it for like $300, so it wasn't a bad deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not parts you could upgrade later if you wanted to. I mean,
I said, I'll
if you want to.
Anyways.
Yeah, you don't have to like upgrade everything because, like, I look at like we put all these money into like our cars and stuff like that, but at some point you gotta move on and do something else. So you can't just keep dumping. Yes, you could technically just dump, but at some point you gotta be like, I'm happy with the way it is. Like, oh, I could change that, but it does what I need to do. I can go to the track and have fun. I can drive to Walmart. I can get to work and back. It's good, At some point you gotta stop somewhere. You can't just keep grinding because you can always get better. Or we can get a little bit bigger turbo. Or we can use this space and do compound. It's just
gold in the mind because in my previous builds I never had one, and then you're constantly changing fuel ignition.
You're basically wasting money because you're going back and rebuying stuff. That's the one thing I always say try not to do is to rebuy the same part. Now if they make a part and they make it like more efficient, maybe, but again, try not to rebuy stuff constantly. That's the whole deal with the turbo kits. It's cool that you can swap out your turbo and upgrade your turbo, but as they say, honestly, you should go with the turbo that you want at the very beginning. If you know you want 700 horsepower, don't go with a 400 horsepower turbo that can only flow 400. It's stupid. You're gonna end up upgrading anyways. It's a waste of time. You might as well buy the one at 700 and deal with the lag now. So again, you're not
or really like
money.
Think about what you want in the end and then get that appropriate turbo. So if it means saving for another 6 months, it's just worth it because it's kind of like with the turbo kit I had. I replaced the intercooler, I replaced the piping, I tried to get the most out of it, max out the turbo. But the way that manifold was created, you can't get a bigger turbo without.
Yeah, because the manifold. Yeah, it's the manifold.
At that point, you might as well just create a turbo kit.
So hypothetically, seriously, you should have went with this kit or whatnot to begin with from the beginning.
100% honesty, I actually wanted this kit when I first started looking into it, and I saw them on the forums, and it looked like R&D pictures. Yeah. And I guess it was my mistake for not doing enough research.
I go.
Alright, so from the engine down, Crawford AOS, which again, say what you want about Crawford. This thing worked for me in the past, it worked now. If it works, it works. So screw what everybody else says. That's my opinion. You do whatever works for you. Your build. Factory 2017 intake manifold. The engine has JE pistons. They're 10.5 to 1 with the 86.5 bore.
What kind of rods?
The rods are mainly rods. The
H-beam or I-beams?
I-beams.
I-beams.
Yeah, I wanted to build it right, so I went with the
I-beams. Overkill. He went with overkill.
Yeah,
overkill.
I went with keys bearings. I went with the factory crank. There was a mod that you could add some extra oiling hose on the crank, but that didn't work out, so decided to go with the factory crank and replace that.
Okay.
The next step was right now, and then just recently I got the radium, which I don't like to advertise too much, but yeah, these are the radium fuel rails.
I love the hand fittings too.
And then the Moto East E85 kit. I just last week upgraded the injectors to 1200cc injectors, the Bosch injectors. They have the plug-and-play connectors, which is nice.
Okay, makes it easy.
Yeah, I got them through eBay seller. I think I can't remember what the name of the shop was, like Clean Injectors, I think. But you can look them up, and I like that they actually had the extended needle on the front, on the inside part. But they were plug and play. They were like $500 for the 1200s, which again, if it works, it works. I actually upgraded from the 850. So I used to have the Aeromotive 340 pump and the 850 Bosch injectors, and with this current setup, I did 458 wheel horsepower and like 340 torque.
There you go. For those of you looking for the power numbers of his setup, there you go. That's the power numbers that this is producing right now. For now.
So the reason now I got a 485 Walboro pump with 1200 Bosch injectors because I'm planning to do the heads are going to be poured and polished. I'm going to get bigger valves. We're going to do the valve springs, and then try to push more power. Try to rev it up to 85 or so, and then see if I can hit 500 horsepower on the Mustang dyno at PRT.
Ooh, ooh.
But that's about 12% lower than a dyno jet.
That's as you guys saw from my dyno video, and we haven't seen his car on the dyno, but you've seen several cars I've showed dyno. Steve's dyno, I mean, it's a low reading dyno. To hit 500 on his dyno is like extreme. I mean, like, your car is ridiculous at that point.
So for example, this car was 410 on the Mustang dyno, and 2 days later it was 458 on the dyno jet. So
yeah,
chasing numbers is dumb unless you're chasing your own numbers, in my opinion. So don't go based off of like, this guy has a 500 horsepower car, I want to have 500 horsepower. This car is like, is your car 500 horsepower from when you started and you're saying dyno? That's why I always go to PRT, because that's where the car was tuned. My factory pulls was like 160 or 168 to the wheels. Let's say 165 to the wheels. So I know exactly how much power I made, again, by going to the same dyno.
So all this money, was it worth it? Was it worth it? That's how you know. Like you said, that's why you should never swap dynos. Have one guy tune it, another guy tune it, because everybody tunes differently. Every dyno reads differently. So again, yeah, it's smart just to go to the same dyno. That way you can, like you said, chase your own numbers, and you can see improvement. Because that's the whole point why you do all this stuff, is to improve everything. If you're not improving everything, then you're truly wasting money. I mean, truly wasting money. So yeah, I do believe in that. Now I do want to talk about something that's curiosity to me, because obviously it's right here, the flex fuel kit. Let's talk about the flex fuel kit for this car. Like, how much was it? You think it's worth it? The whole E85 thing. I mean, I don't hate E85. I mean, I understand what E85 is, but obviously we're in Texas. We do have E85 stations, but they're not like convenient. Like where I live, they're not convenient. Yeah. So I don't think it's worth it. I think it's just worth it to go mass plus 93, went like that. I understand the point of E85. I know how much power you can make on E85. I get it, and also having flex fuel allows you to mix it anyways, and you're compensate, so you're good either way.
So in my opinion, this is what my methodology I followed. I knew I was gonna go 85, and I knew I wanted to do it the right way. So instead of just getting the tune and getting it retuned, I decided to wait and get the money. So I bought it on a group ride from the Houston guys. They let me actually join in. I don't remember exactly what I paid for it. I heard that you can actually build your own for cheaper. I wanted already one pre-made, tested, make sure the fittings were all good. Slap on there, not mess with it. Yeah. So I bought the one from Moto East, and I got the plug and play on the. It's using one of the O2 sensors, I believe, and so it's completely plug and play. Didn't have to dig with it. It's been great for me. So in my opinion, if you're gonna go with 85, it's available in your area. It's definitely worth getting a flex fuel kit. I have a friend that had a Evo 10, and he will get tunes, but even with this, you can actually see the consistency. I always get my 85 in Kroger. It's the most consistent, in my opinion, in my area. And even then, sometimes it's 78, sometimes it's 75, sometimes it's nice, like in the 80s. So if your car was tuned for 80, you're only hitting 70.
Ooh, yeah,
your tune is not optimal. When people say, oh, after like 68%, it doesn't make a difference. And it may not. I don't know. I don't tune my own car. So I'm not a tuner. That's why I don't mess with it. But all I know is I'd rather have my car do its own calculation and figure out exactly what the tune should be as far as timing,
the mixture,
and the fuel delivery. Because last thing I want to do is run lean and then blow a hole in the pistons.
Ooh, we do not want that. I've been there, done that with the Honda. So we do not want that, especially going a fully built motor. I mean, we didn't even get into how much it costs just for the motor by itself. But again, you put all this love and attention in your car. People, it's just weird. Like you see builds where people put all this attention into the motor, then they cheap out somewhere. Like you said, they don't get a flex fuel kit. They get a straight E85 tune, and then one day they're E85. I think I could run it and be okay. No, it's not okay. Then you put a hole through the block. It's not worth it.
So the nice thing about having the flex fuel kit is because if I'm running E85, like even right now, last week we did our tune for pump gas. Mm-hmm. Now I'm putting some 85, trying to get it through with pure 85. and right now it's like 600%. And I'm not worried about the tune because it previously had an E85 tune on there from the previous injectors and the previous pump. So I actually still drive it like this. I don't have to worry about like, oh, I still have 2 gallons left, so my balance now, or my mixture is only like 68% when I tune.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The car's gonna calculate whatever it needs. So in my opinion, is 85 worth it? It's worth it if it's not inconvenient for you to go get it, and if you get the Flexio kit. In my opinion, that way, even if you get to the point where like they're at an E85 and you're like, oh shit, it's not another station for so many miles away, throw 2 gallons of 93, have your weird 30 something mixture, go to 85, top it off, have your 70ish plus mixture, and then just top off again with the 85, and the car's gonna automatically adjust every single time. You don't have to. I had my friend saying, oh, I can't make it that far, we gotta get some 85, so I gotta come way the hell over here to go over there. So
yeah, that's not ideal.
Typically, my driving, I don't run into the issue of having to mix it too bad, unless I really just don't care, and I just if I was running pump gas before and now I'm gonna run 85, that's the only time I run to like a 50 to 60 something mixture. If I have like 2 or 3 gallons of one thing and then switch it over, but it doesn't matter to me because the car is just for it anyways.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about anything. It's less headaches. That's for sure. So go ahead and ask because you can't see it, but the transmission.
So the only problem with the map turbo kit is they give you this can which was this big, and it holds just the right amount of the lowest amount in the factory bottle, if that makes sense. So the minimal amount that you're supposed to run in the bottle is the absolute top of here. So you have to run like a very small amount, and since these cars are always these cars are actually run the blue, which is already pre-mixed. You can't buy the concentrate. That's why I have some over there, because it does evaporate. That's why I have my spare coolants over there. So it does evaporate. I actually added a 2-inch extension here that let me run a little bit more of the amount. So again, Steve at PRT did this for me, which is great. So it was nice that it's nice having a reliable shop that you can go to and get some kind of weird one-off stuff like this. Like, hey Steve, I need you to wheel these things for me. I need to make an extension. I need you to do this for me, all right?
Too small.
I need you to do this for me. So that's why I feel real fortunate that those PRTs that Steve always take care of me and kind of these weird project things that I have. He's also the one that built my engine, and tunes it for me. So the biggest thing, I'm not a fan of online tuning, because when your car's not running right, or in the beginning when you're first boosting, if your car has something wrong with it, you don't really know. You're just looking at your AFR gauge, or you're just redlining it and then sending the tune over. The car could have a really bad vacuum leak and be running really lean. And on the dyno, if your tuner's right there, or even if he's actually logging, if he's tuning it live remotely, that's one thing. But if you're just sending them emails back and forth with your tunes, if you have an issue, you're not gonna know to back off. So the nice thing about my opinion is dyno tunes are the best way. One, because you get your numbers, and then two is that the driving variables all stay the same. So if there's ever an issue, he can let off and be like, oh, something's wrong with it, let's check it out, make sure it's good.
As you saw from my dyno videos, when we had the issue with the bad injectors and the issue with the spark plugs won't even gas properly, like you're saying, when it's on the dyno, he can see all that right then and there and back up, save your motor.
Right.
When you're e-tuning, you see people are online e-tuning, and they're out in the streets, which I don't recommend street tuning, and something's wrong, or he's saying off with the car, before you know, he could blow the motor right there and there. Yeah. It's better to always get the tune live.
Sometimes it's not possible. Sometimes you may not have a shop in your area.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain locations where
I just feel fortunate to have a shop like PRT here.
Yeah, we actually have a couple dynos here.
Yeah, not that there's not that he's the only one that can do proper tuning, but I've been going to Steve at PRT for 10 years now. And it's the only one that I really trust with my tunes. And even when I go other dynos, I see the way they do their dynos, I'm like, man, I sure my shit doesn't overheat. I went to one dyno, I won't mention who it was, and they didn't even have proper cooling fans. He had like one small shop fan. He just throws over the engine and
my shit's gonna overheat.
He cuts it off. So one thing that Steve does after, he doesn't just let the RPM drop. He'll kind of let it down and then rev it up, make sure it falls down smoothly, and then he let the car run for a little bit and then shuts it off. Not just we just redlined it, let's shut it off.
That's not good. That's not good for a turbo.
Again, I'm not a professional. Maybe it's not a big deal. I asked somebody. He said just let him do his thing. And I'm not professional, maybe it's not a big deal, but you know, I guess I kind of I've grown accustomed of how it's done on my car. So when I see it done differently, I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. But again, they're the professionals, so you just gotta trust that they're doing the right thing.
It's true that. So what else do we? Oh, like I mentioned before, transmission. Let's talk about the transmission right quick, because we were gonna ask what's the deal with the built tranny, stock tranny.
Right.
What's up?
So nobody makes a built trans. I forget what the code is. I think it's like AZ6 maybe. I looked it up, but anyways, nobody makes the 86 trans built. There was an Australian company that made a custom gear set, and I thought about buying a transmission that had a custom gear set. The problem with that is that it's a one-off. So one is not really tested or reliable on R&D. You know, it's just
nobody knows.
It's just a theory behind it, and the quality behind it is it should last. But what if it doesn't? Then you're out 10 grand on a transmission. You know,
taking the risk.
It was like 10 grand just for the gear set. You still gotta have somebody build it. And so I don't know about that. So I saw the I forget what the name of the company is, something like Motorworks or Bossworks. They actually take a CD009 from a Z, and they actually cut the bell housing. They made a custom bell housing to attach to it, and the whole kit is like $5,000, which seems like a lot because these transmissions. I think one thing Crawford had said is like he never built a transmission because for him it's cheaper just to buy use one or use transmission and then replace it. And that's good if you have a shop and you have people that are gonna put in the lift for you and they're gonna do all the wrenching.
It's a one-off car, so it's not like you know.
But so I'm gonna try that one. It's $5 grand, but I figured let's see if it blows. I'm gonna see if it blows because right now I'm not tracking the car, so I'm not really worried about it. So if I can hit my next tune on 85, I'm gonna try to go for 20 and see what we do there with the heads. But if the trans holds, I'm just gonna keep riding stock trans because I'm not doing. This actually wasn't me. All these burnouts here.
Yeah.
Because one, I don't have the upgraded axles. So I know the axles will break for sure. So I don't do launches, and I don't do donuts in the parking lot. One, because I'm not gonna be spending money on tires that I don't need right now. And two, because I know for a fact I would break those axles. And then possibly the trans. Right now the trans is stock, but if I did upgrade the trans, I'm gonna go with the CD009 because it comes with the carbon fiber drive shaft. It basically comes with everything you need. All you gotta do is a little bit of shaving on the tunnel, just like some overlapping brackets. Just a little bit of cleanup there, and then it gives you the place you get that bolt on. So other than that, it's pretty much ready to go bolt on. The only thing you have to do is source a clutch for the right size with the Nissan splines. But it seems pretty reliable. I mean, I had a Z, and that's 600 horsepower easy all day long. Trans.
Yeah, everybody uses a Z trans for like everything.
I mean, it is a heavy trans, but it's in the middle of the car, so the weight ratio shouldn't be too bad.
Okay, cool.
Let's get some.
Oh, I gotta get let's check out the interior. I didn't see the interior of the car.
The interior's on spot. It was really dirty. I actually barely cleaned it. I actually kind of vacuumed it